Hello, it's another beautiful Tuesday evening. It's Tuesday Bible series with Auntie Buki. If today is your first time viewing this channel, my name is Adebukola Akol. I love to be called Auntie Buki. And yes, I love telling stories, Bible stories. So today we'll be talking on the story of Laban, Jacob, Rachel, and Leah. So after last Tuesday, we talked on how Jacob was able to deceive his father and stole the blessings of Esau. So they will be going on and continue from there. Rebecca heard that Esau has vowed to kill his brother after the death of his father. Rebecca, who didn't want to lose a son, decided to tell, which was even long overdue, for Jacob to leave and go to his own father's house, that means in Haran, and get married to his cousins, his brother's child. When Jacob left and he got to the land, when he got there, he got to the land of Aram. He now asked, please, he saw some some shepherd with their flocks, and asked, please, are you from this land? And they were like, yes. Please, do you know Laban? Okay, yeah, we do. I don't know, how can I locate him? They're like, oh, his daughter is coming. Right, about this time, you see his daughter. The daughter, Rachel, was also a shepherd. She cares for her father's sheep. While she waited for Rachel to come along, he saw that the well was covered with a very big stone. And he asked the shepherd, why is there a stone here? He said, this is the custom of the land. We leave the stone. We don't remove the stone. We wait for others to come. If there was any significance of that stone, the Bible would have stated it. So the stone was just something everybody realized. So maybe it's possible some people could not carry the stone. Rachel cannot carry the stone. She could not possibly, because it was a very big stone. Children could not carry that stone. It was a big stone. So what they do in that land is that they come together and they wait till other shepherds that were very, very grown men comes and they carry the stone, and everybody will feed their flocks. At that time, they get to familiarize themselves. They talk. They do so many things together. So it became a custom. It wasn't a big deal. When Jacob saw that Rachel was there and realized that this is actually my cousin, I have family, he was so happy. He was very happy and removed the stone and allowed Rachel to feed her flocks. He now told Rachel who he really was. Rachel was like, what? You're my cousin? He said, yes. I'm Rebecca's son. Rachel was so happy and went to tell the daddy. Dad said, Rebecca's son is in this land. The father came out with joy, embraced Jacob, took him, and immediately became family. He started working for Laban. After a month, Laban called and said, you can't just be working for me for free. Yes, you are my family, but you can't work for me for free. What is your wages? And I will pay you. Jacob said, I love Rachel, and I am ready to serve you for 7 years to have Rachel. Laban saw that as a very, very great deal. He said, okay, fine. Let's do it. They agreed. And 7 days was just like 7 days for Jacob because the love he had for Rachel. After 7 days, he went to meet Laban. I have done my part. Exactly what I said I was going to do, I have done it. Can I have Rachel as my wife? Laban was like, yeah, you're right. You've done your part. You've done what you're supposed to do. Yes, it's true. I'm supposed to give you Rachel. I will. But we have to do a ceremony. We're going to do party. So they did ceremony. They did some party. And there's a tradition they do. The husband goes into the room and the wife follows. But Jacob was deceived. When Jacob went into the room first, the wife that followed was not Rachel. I can imagine how Rachel would have felt that period. And I can imagine how Leah had felt. Because I was wondering, when somebody does not even like you, does not even know you exist, and you are being pushed to marry that person. But being married to her was better than staying in her father's house. So it was the best decision her father made. Jacob woke up the next morning and realized he was deceived. He felt so bad and went to meet his father-in-law, his uncle, now his father-in-law, and was like, what have I done to deserve this? I want Rachel. Not only I said, oh, sorry. You know, the way Laban deceived him, not having any conscience, and the way Rebecca went with his two sons shows patterns. My coach, when you always talk about patterns, what you do, you find it in the children. You find it. There's something about their family. There's something about Rebecca's family. There's something about him and his brother. They had the same pattern. They behaved the same way. They deceive people, and they just have a straight face. They don't care. Honesty is very, very important in life. Laban was a very dishonest person. So was his sister, right? Rebecca. If you have not watched the story, please just go through it. How Rebecca was able to think it in his head and planned a way for his own son to take the blessing of Esau is something that has to do with someone that is very, very, very skilled in that particular field, which is the field of being a liar, a deceit. Because how could she have thought of so many things and brought it together, and it actually worked? Same way with Laban. Laban knew he was not giving Rachel. Laban loved the agreement of working for free for 7 years, but he wasn't even thinking about his children. He was thinking about himself. Someone is working for 7 years and you're not paying that person a dime. And after that 7 years, you had the boldness to switch what he asked for, the one thing he worked for. Jacob was so angry, didn't know what to do. Went to meet his father-in-law, his uncle, now his father-in-law, and said, what exactly have I done? Why will you give me? Why will she have been the one? And Laban said, sorry, in our own house, in the custom of in our home is that the elder one was married first before the younger one. Why didn't he say that in the first place when he was working for 7 years? But Jacob was like, but I want Rachel. He said, I don't know, maybe you have to work for another 7 years. He was like, fine, but can I have my wife now? And everyone said, yes, sure, you work for another 7 years. Oh wow, sure, there's no problem. And a week after, I gave him Rachel, and he worked for 7 years, making 14 years for Rachel. He didn't work for 14 years for Rachel and Leah. No, he never wanted Leah. He worked for 14 years for Rachel. That was the wife. That was his own life. That was the one loved by the husband. Here is some lessons I want you also to take from today's Bible series. Never, ever be in a place to think you can cheat someone and you will get away with it. See, there's always ripple effect. The Bible that said what you sow you reap knew what it was saying. He worked for free for 14 years. Even if he wanted, it wasn't as if, but because Laban loved the blessing that was coming with Jacob being around, was ready to hold Jacob down. Jacob worked for 14 years to have what he wants. Can you, as a teenager, work that long Be dedicated to have what you want. As we come wrap up today's episodes, this is one thing I want you to take home. Two things I want. One, whatsoever you do finds a way to come back to you. Two, when you want something, do whatsoever it takes to get that thing, and the Lord will help you. And we have come to the end of today's Bible series. Do have an amazing night rest. Bye.